Welcome back to Make Money Online. Today, we'll be looking at the prospects of Bitcoin attaining a $39,000 valuation in December. Make sure you stick around till the end of this video to find out how you can become rich in 2021 by investing in Bitcoin now. The market dynamics of Bitcoin are a constant fascination, sometimes wrapped in a mystery that you can't lay a finger on. It has exceeded all expectations, and it continues to do so. The market has constantly been thrown into a frenzy as it struggles to put a true value for Bitcoin. It is a revolutionary cryptocurrency that was meant to offset the deficiencies of conventional currencies. Due to its upward trajectory and enormous rise, it has become increasingly difficult to mine. A lot of people were left biting their nails as they missed the rise of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now the most preferred asset to own among institutional investors. While some cryptocurrencies or tokens do seem to be a Ponzi scheme, Bitcoin is not. Everything about Bitcoin, its algorithm, its network, and its development projects are completely transparent. The network, the mining process, and the entire project are all decentralized. There are no managers, no organizers, and no control. Therefore, there could be no fraud. Bitcoin does not even have a pyramid structure. An investor in Bitcoin can make a profit by selling it at a higher price, just like in any other trade. Unlike pyramid structures, the owner of Bitcoins does not have to convince multiple people to invest to make a profit. At first, its arrival was met with great reluctance, as some people were hesitant to trust in something so new that just offered so much value out of the blue. Institutional investors who had greater experience had a problem streamlining with the promise that Bitcoin held. It shocked the world when the coin took flight and became a store of value, gradually replacing the dollar as its value rose. Companies are starting to understand the importance of holding a fixed asset in their treasury, and Bitcoin is a perfect example. Bitcoin is now being adopted as a treasury reserve asset to hedge against the ridiculous inflation of fiat currencies. This is a big deal, and it's good to see Bitcoins being used as intended, a hard money/savings instrument. Bitcoin has gained about 8.9 million percentages over the last decade. Security and scarcity are the topmost reasons why traders have trust in safe haven assets like gold and Bitcoin. Also, the market cap of both gold and Bitcoin, $9 trillion and $117.81 billion respectively, shows that Bitcoin still has a lot of potential. Going by this trajectory, Bitcoin is expected to gain more grounds, increase in value, and also be widely used and accepted. Bitcoin is shaping up to upset gold as the major store of value. It's easily accessible for anyone with internet and, of course, a more profitable asset than gold. The last decade has been quite challenging for Bitcoin and the crypto space despite the enormous price increase. Regulators, investors, and mainstream traders were skeptical about Bitcoin because of its volatility and how Bitcoin works. However, in recent times, we've seen growth in the adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in general. Regulators and banks are finding an entry point into the crypto space. Bitcoin holds a predetermined supply of about 21 million digital coins, of which there are about 18.5 million in circulation, while over 4 million Bitcoins have already been lost forever. The many global economic problems around the world, including inflation and the recent plunge in value for most fiat currencies, have made cash an unreliable store of value, pushing some to store their value in a deflationary currency like Bitcoin, which can be protected. Factors influencing Bitcoin volatility. Price fluctuations of Bitcoin on cryptocurrency exchanges are driven by many factors. Volatility is measured in traditional markets by the Volatility Index, or VIX. More recently, a volatility index for Bitcoin was created known as the Bitcoin Volatility Index. It aims to track the volatility of the world's leading digital currency by market cap over certain periods. Here are just a few of the many factors behind Bitcoin's volatility. 1. News events that scare Bitcoin users include geopolitical events and statements by governments that Bitcoin is likely to be regulated. All these incidents and the public panic that ensued drove the value of Bitcoin versus fiat currencies down quite rapidly. 2. One reason why Bitcoin may fluctuate against regular currencies is the perceived store of value versus the fiat currency. Bitcoin has properties that put it on the same level as gold, hence it's shaping up to replace gold as a more stable reserve currency. 3. Bitcoin volatility is also to an extent driven by holders of large proportions of the currency. For Bitcoin investors with current holdings above $10 million, it's not clear how they would liquidate such a large position without severely affecting the market. 4. Bitcoin can also become volatile when the Bitcoin community exposes security vulnerabilities to produce massive open-source responses in the form of security fixes. This summarizes the major causes of Bitcoin's high volatility at any period. Top analysts tend to keep their ears to the ground and stay informed of such events. and as such generate charts that predict the future of Bitcoin in the crypto market as well as that of other altcoins. Bitcoin 2019 analysis. In 2019, the price of Bitcoin started at around $3,500 per Bitcoin, and towards the end of the year, it reached a massive high of $10,000, and later dropped due to speculations of incursion of Facebook into the cryptocurrency space, which was assumed will lead regulators clamping down on cryptocurrency activities. The chart above shows the trend of Bitcoin valuation at $7,209.97 within the period between December 2019 and December 2020. The coin grew in value by an amazing 122.59% and added up to $3,964.74 more to its low point of about $3,245.23. With about 18.1 million Bitcoin in circulation at the time, the all-time high price of Bitcoin was recorded in July 2019 at $20,089. It had an amazing market capitalization valued at $130.5 billion. Bitcoin 2020 analysis. It would be an understatement to say that Bitcoin has performed well this year. Despite COVID-19 imposed pressures and its inherent struggles, it kept surfacing from the bottom of the rubble to stand on top of the food chain. Before projecting into 2021, let's look at the performance of Bitcoin in 2020. In January 2020, the value of Bitcoin sat quite low compared to the high seen in 2019. The price started the year just above $7,100. It did not stay down for long. A market rally started afterward, taking the coin up to $10,200 in only 6 weeks by mid-February 2020. The surge was followed by a correction, which turned into a major price crash in mid-March, as COVID-19 fears triggered the global economic meltdown, which briefly affected the crypto market for the rest of March. However, after hitting bottom at $5,000, Bitcoin started a long and steady recovery. By mid-May, the Bitcoin price trend nearly hit $10,000, but it couldn't make it to the resistance level. Bitcoin's value spent the first half of 2020's summer balancing between $9,200 and $9,700. In July, the price was on the lower end of this range, threatening to break its support and once again spiral downwards. Instead of falling as predicted, it saw a hike in late July, finally breaching the $10,000 resistance. It then proceeded higher until it was stopped by its next resistance at $12,000. This new position was maintained for a month, while periodically seeing smaller fluctuations swinging back and forth between $11,000 and $12,000. Before attempting to breach the 12,000 barrier in the early days of September, the price was rejected enough for it to drop down to $10,000. The price subsisted at this level for another month with no significant changes as it gathered momentum in preparation for the October rally. Around October 8th, it began a significant uptrend and it breached one resistance after another, occasionally stopping briefly moments before each of the resistance yielded. It was back at $11,500 by October 12th. It broke the resistance at $12,000 by October 21st. It breached $13,000 by October 22nd, and by November 24th, the price climbed up above $19,000, a peak which has not been seen since December 2017. The price saw a correction that caused a dip down to $16,600, although only briefly. Towards the end of November, the price skyrocketed once more, reaching the resistance at $19,000 and surging further up. It reached a new all-time high for the first time since December 2017, at the price of $19,845.98. The peak attained in December 2017 remains to be surpassed, but Bitcoin is closer than ever to achieving a new all-time high. With Bitcoin no longer having a theoretical resistance point until its previous all-time high of $20,000, many investors have become bullish that the cryptocurrency will be able to retest that price point or even push past it. This speculation has led to an increase in Bitcoin's value and has maintained it thus far, leaving investors hopeful in their anticipation of what 2021 holds for the value of Bitcoin. It will be hard to question the potential of Bitcoin to attain a $39,000 valuation per Bitcoin in 2021. This chart suggests that the upward trend that lifted off the strong support level at $17,000 is tended towards a channel breaking the resistance at $18,500. The space between the upper limit black line of the channel strikes an all-time high of $20,991. The chart suggests the probability of the Bitcoin price trend hitting an all-time high as we cross into 2021. The long forecast projects from December 2020 further into 2021. The prediction places the price within the range of $16,000 to $21,000 and is predicted to close at $17,747. In 2021, after quarter 1, the Bitcoin price forecast at the end of the month is $21,000. Quarter 2 forecasts the price of Bitcoin closing at $26,892. December 2021 forecast shows the price of Bitcoin at $27,772. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Do you have any questions about Bitcoin investment? Let us know in the comments below and check out our other videos. See you next time.